Today I'm going to be showing you Pentart Shimmer Glaze. This comes in 3 colors, pearl white, silver, and gold, and it virtually has no odor to it. And it's a water-based product, but when you apply it as your last layer, your last coat, it does have a waxy finish and it will be water repellent. So here are the 3 colors. They leave a beautiful shimmery shine behind when you use them, and you can use it with a sponge brush, a regular soft brush, and you can apply it in layers if you want a light, just sort of a background shimmer, or you can apply it after it dries. You can do 2 or 3 coats so it is even more shiny. And you can also apply it and wipe it back. That way it has less of an effect. I'm going to show you the 3 colors on this board that I've painted. I've painted this in gray, burgundy red, and black. And I wanted to show you the results you get on different colors using different products and different amounts of how heavy you apply it. So the pearl white shimmer glaze is just going to leave behind a very light, shimmery, pearlescent look to it. So this is what it will look like, 1 coat. It also looks beautiful painting on top of white to sort of give it just a shine to it. You can paint it on molds, you can use it on top of paint as well as decoupage. And now I'm going to show you, if I take a baby wipe and wipe it back, you're just going to leave a light shimmery shine behind. It's a little hard to see in the video. It's much more evident in person. And if you wanted to just leave it as a heavy coat, you can just leave it like it is, or you can use a dry paper towel to wipe it back, and then it won't take as much off. So the best thing to do is just play around with it and see the effect that you get. I'm going to do it on the red. This is burgundy red. And we'll wipe it back, and you can see the red through it, but you see the shine, the shimmer that it leaves behind. And I'll do it on the black. And you can wipe it back, and you get a very pretty shimmer to it. This can also be applied with a sponge brush, and you just put a little bit on the brush and you can pounce it on. And you can take off most of it and just apply it very lightly. You can then spread it around with it, and that leaves a gorgeous gold behind. And same thing, you can take a wet wipe or a paper towel and wipe it back. As I said, if you use a wet one, it's going to take away a lot of it. But this also allows you to, if you put it on too heavy and you don't like it, it allows you to remove a lot of it. So if I press even harder, it almost all comes off. And we can go back and just add a little bit more. Let's see what the gold looks like on the black. I'll take a dry towel and wipe it back. You have to do it very quickly if you're just going to use a dry towel, because it does dry fast. You have a little bit longer if you want to use a wet wipe. Okay, and then we will do the silver back quickly. See a beautiful shimmer it leaves behind. And let's do some on the red. You can just paint it on. That went on very lightly. And then we'll do some on the gray. And as I said, it might be hard for you to see through the camera, but it is a beautiful shimmery sparkle. Now the other thing you can do is use it on top of decoupage paper. So I've already decoupaged this piece of wood. These are Calembour designs, and here I've taken two colors, cappuccino and vintage brown, decor chalky paint, and I've put it on to make it look like wood. And I just want to show you as a way, what you can do is if you're going to use this as a background and do a stencil on top, you can do the background, then use your shimmer glaze and wipe it back, and then it will just give it a nice light sparkle in the background. Nothing too overwhelming. It won't detract from your stencil or whatever you're doing on top, but it gives a beautiful shimmer. And then I would take my wet wipe and just wipe it back, and it leaves gorgeous sparkle. I think you can see it when I turn it. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to show you on top of some decoupage paper. So on this one, I'm going to do some pearl white. Especially on top of the roses and the leaves. Looks really pretty. And wipe it back. Oh, that's gorgeous. This product is beautiful to use for the holidays, for either Christmas, Easter. And now I'm going to put the gold on top of this dark. Let's do gold on the top, and then I'll do silver on the bottom so you can see the difference. And wiping it back, just so it's not so heavy and it doesn't block the design. And let's do a little silver on the bottom. And there we have the gold on top and the silver on the bottom. I absolutely love that. I wanted to share with you this candle that I did. It's a battery operated candle. It was for Christmas time, and I'm going to put the shimmer glaze in gold on top. I'm just going to use the sponge brush and put it on. Now, one thing you want to be careful of is I wouldn't start right on the most important or the focal piece of the project. The reason is it's going to go on heavier there. So I would start on the side and then go into other areas. That way it's not the heaviest there. Kind of like that. Now that gives a nice, pretty, shimmery shine to it. I think if I move it like this, you can see it. So that way it looks pretty during the day when it's not on, as well as the nighttime when it's on. I decoupaged this file container with paper from Paper Designs on both sides. This is from their fairy collection, the fairy series. I've used apricot and cappuccino decor chalky paint to blend in the sides of the paper. And at this point, I'm going to use the gold shimmer glaze to really make the top sparkly. And I'm doing that before I do my stencil. So that way the glaze is underneath of my stencil work. So I'm just going to use the foam brush. And as I said before, I wouldn't start right on her face. I'm going to go at the bottom here, a little less conspicuous, and just paint it on. I'm even going to go into the paint. And if I go too heavy, I can wipe some off. Just going to use a wet wipe to just wipe back a little bit of it. You could see it coming off a little. Just don't want it too heavy. And if you can't tell where you did it, you can move it around a little bit, and then you'll see, like I could see right here, I missed it. You'll see that there won't be any shine there, any shimmer, and then you can come back and get that spot. I want it heavier on the wings. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I will do my stencil, and if I decide to do molds or anything else, that's when I'll do that. Okay, I just wanted to talk you through this. I finished the file folder, and what I did is after the gold shimmer glaze dried, I added a stencil using decor chalky paint in lichen green. So that is the stencil that you see. I used it all over, all the sides and the front. Then I made the molds using clay. I used an IOD mold for these, and for this on the back, it is a LeBlanc mold, this part right here. After they dried, I painted them in the lichen green also. I did a little dry brushing with white chalky paint and then sealed them with Decor Varnish Soft Touch. And then lastly, just added a little bit of gold wax to the tops, just touched a little bit on the molds and the edges coming all the way around. And that's it. So that is the shimmer glaze in the 3 colors. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks for watching.